Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, from Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, it's Monday, and you know what that means. It's time for another episode of the Raw Event Center. And now here's the man that will bring you all the wrestling action from Monday Night Raw, Mr. Eric M. Lima.
Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans, 1977, episode 2653 of the show. How's it going, everybody? This is the fallout from Saturday's main event for Monday Night Raw Event Center for November 3rd, 2025, 11:17 p.m. We have a lot of surprises on a couple unexpected appearances, a lot of surprises, and a whole bunch of stuff happening. It is the kickoff to the holiday season. Of course, Thanksgiving coming up in about 25 days. Like 3 weeks from this Thursday, folks. 3 whole weeks, man. It's going to be insane. In fact, the last week of this month of November, there'll be the last final gameplays for all those weeks. So check it out, you know. So check it out when you get a chance. Oh, don't check it out because I have not done them yet, but, you know, like I said, last final gameplays of the Flash games for the month of November. I can't believe this year is almost up. We got one more full month after this month for the full year of 2025 going into 2026. What's going to happen? I don't know. And believe me when I say this, folks, it's going to be crazy. And so let's get a lot of ground to cover. Fall off on Saturday's main event, part 1, because part 2 will be the SmackDown Event Center. So here we go. CM Punk kicks off Monday Night Raw as the new World Heavyweight Champion. He addresses the Rio Rancho, New Mexico crowd. And they're having a good time. They're chanting CM Punk. And CM Punk promises to be a fighting champion. He says he'll defend the title against anybody worthy. He mentioned a lot of names like AJ Styles. He mentioned John Cena. He said, hey, listen, you want some? Come get some. He mentioned Dirty Dominic Mysterio. He mentioned all these great wrestlers. But of all people to show up, that Beavis-looking butthead, that dude wipe, Dingle Nut, Dingleberry, Ding-a-ling, Ding Dong, demented, dilapidated, dorky, doofus, douchebag by the name of Logan Paul shows up. That Beavis-looking butt-headed goof with that stupid hair that needs to be shaved. He looks like Bryce Harper on crack. He needs to shave that stupid-looking beard and wants to shot the title. CM Punk's like, no, anybody but you. I'll defend the title, but not against you. No, you're not even worthy. That dork, freaking Logan Paul thinks he can get his title. Are you kidding me? Just because you're a YouTuber, he doesn't mean you get anything you want, you ding dong. I should know that because I'm a YouTuber. Anyway, so while Logan Paul's talking smack to Punk, the Vision interrupts them, and then he said they were addressing CM Punk. He said, Logan, stay out of our way. So he thought about it. He thought about standing his ground, but then he decided to walk away. Well, he tried to walk away, but Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker have been blocking his path, and Braun Breaker pushes him down. They go into the ring. They beat up on CM Punk. And then Logan Paul comes back with a chair, but tries to fight him off, but the Vision conquered Logan Paul with a tsunami. But CM Punk was the one that came back with a chair, and the Vision retreated after that. What is going on? Whose side is Logan Paul on? Then women's tag team matches, Stephanie Vaquer and Nikki Bella facing the team of Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. And Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez picked a huge victory in that match. How do you find out? We'll find out as we go along with the night here. And then Jey Uso confronts Punk and said, hey, I heard what you said out there. I appreciate you. Listen, you want me to get you back? I'll get you back. And then CM Punk was talking to the real main event, Jey Uso or Little Roman. Said, no, you're talking about the main event, Jey Uso. So I'll get my gear. We'll get going. Okay, yeet. So they're teaming up. Then there was a battle of luchadors. Penta versus El Grande Americano. By the way, the man under the El Grande Americano mask, Ludwig Kaiser, since he's dating, since he broke up with Tiffany Stratton, he is dating a Spanish host, Andrea, and I forget her last name, but her first name is Andrea, and she's a gorgeous young lady. Good on you, Mr. Kaiser, even though I'm not afraid you broke up with Tiffany Stratton, but mine, I digress. And then Rayo and Bravo got involved during the matchup, and referee Jessica Carr had him ejected from ringside. Penta took advantage of that area and ended up pinning El Grande Americano, but then both Rayo and Bravo Los Americanos came back and attacked Penta after the matchup. And the Kabuki Warriors addressing the fact that they have Lyra Valkyria and Bayley. That after they beat them, they're challenging Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, the Twisted Queens, for those women's tag team titles. Do they accept? We'll find out. Dominic Mysterio is addressing the Rio Rancho crowd, saying he's the king of luchadors. He's the greatest of all time. But this is a better pleasant surprise. His father, Rey Mysterio, came in and basically said, as long as I'm alive, you're nothing. You may be the Intercontinental Champion. You're not the king of luchadors. You don't own this ring. You're nothing. But then when Dominic Mysterio went to go walk away, he tried to throw a punch, and Rey Mysterio fought him back. So this could have led to a father-son showdown. It could be personal. It could be more than just the titles. And then Lyra Valkyria talks to Bayley about their matches. Are you okay? You good to go? Bayley says, yes, I'm good to go. I'm fine. Let's do this. Then, as Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett was talking about the Bayley situation, Becky Lynch interrupted both Barrett and Joe Tessitore and decided that she was upset that her hot husband's on the bed injured and all that. And then she had a warning from Maxine Dupree, who has been surging strongly. And I think Becky Lynch, it's got a crabby mood, and it could cost her down the road, especially if you go up against Maxine Dupree. So Maxine Dupree will have an opportunity to shut her up down the road. And then as Becky Lynch was leaving the ring, the Kabuki Warriors had a stare down with Becky Lynch, but then Becky Lynch just walked by them. Like nothing happens. And Bayley and Lyra Valkyria took on the team of the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane. And the Kabuki Warriors won the matchup. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair chased off the Kabuki Warriors when they were about to tag Lyra Valkyria. Then the Judgment Day celebrates the ladies' victory, and then Dom confronts Balor and McDonough. He said, thanks to you, we're going to get our belts back. And then Roxanne Perez sat him down and said, hey, listen, go with them. You can make it up for it. You sure? Yeah. Okay. So the World Tag Team titles were on the line as JJ Styles and Dragon Lee defend the titles against the Judgment Day's team of Finn Balor, JD McDonough. Dominic Mysterio was backing them up. He got involved during the match of Guts, caught for it, but then Sheamus hits Dirty Dom and then attacks him again. And AJ Styles and Dragon Lee took advantage of that. And the team of AJ Styles and Dragon Lee did pick up the victory over the former tag champs McDonough and Balor. And then as Stephanie McCare went to leave the arena, Nikki Bella apologized to her, and Stephanie because, hey, listen, you are Nikki Bella. You paved the way for us, and we'll always be grateful for that. The two share a hug, and that's a beautiful thing. So Paul Heyman was talking to Jey Uso, trying to convince him to join up with the Vision. But Jey Uso says, I've been listening to me. I'll continue to listen to me. And then Adam Pearce announced, now John Cena has decided that the person to face him in his final matchup at Saturday night's main event will be a winner of a 16-man tournament known as the Last Time Is Now tournament. The first 2-round matches have been announced, and then this coming Friday night, Nick Aldis will choose the next two. And it will be the Bulgarian Rusev against Damian Priest in the first round. And meanwhile, the Wayward Samurai Shinsuke Nakamura will go one-on-one with the Banger Master himself, Sheamus. But then also, next week, 2 titles on the line on the women's division. The women's title on the line, tag team titles on the line, as the Twisted Queens, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair to defend against the Kabuki Warriors, former tag champs themselves. World title on the line as Stephanie McCare goes one-on-one against Raquel Rodriguez for the belt. And then CM Punk and Jey Uso in a tag match against Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. This match had chaos all over it, but it ended up in a double countout as both teams were brawling outside the ring. They continued to do so. But then, when CM Punk was chasing everybody away with chairs, the Division retreats and they got chairs. But Logan Paul comes back and stands next to CM Punk, and he also pulls out his brass knucks. And when he went to go hit him, he turned around and hit CM Punk instead. And then Logan Paul looked at Paul Heyman, confronted him. He took off his brass knucks, handed it over to Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman smiled. It seems like Seth Rollins has joined the Division. And not Seth Rollins. Excuse me, my brain's getting tired. I can tell. I am getting wear out here. Sorry about that. Logan Paul has joined the Division. Seth Rollins has got to be throwing furniture around the house about that situation by now. So that's where we will conclude today's episode. As you know, next week, whoops, once again, I knocked over the yeet. Tomorrow night, NXT. We'll see what happens now. Also, before we excuse me for I don't even set that up. Before we conclude this video, we have new AAA Mixed Tag Team Champions. Now the WWE is now acquired AAA back in April, WrestleMania. We have, like I said, AAA Mixed Tag Team titles are now in possession of Ethan Page, the North American Champion of NXT, and Chelsea Green. And not only that, though, it caused a split between La Hydra and Mr. Iguana, who will now be aligning himself with Lola Vice. Very interesting situation. We'll check on that in the future. So, that's it for today's episode. Well, tonight's episode. I will see you tomorrow. High Rollers, NXT. Also, Renegade Shenanigans number 14. Check it out, okay? So, I'll see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful, blessed day. Blessed night. Good night, everybody. And until next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home.
That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E and do it for Bob Saget production and in association with a Raving Bull for 3000 Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. See you later on the next episode of the show. Goodbye for now.